Hey guys, welcome back to another P3D video. We're back here at Zurich, but not with Swiss Air anymore. We are with Edelweiss, I think how you say it, and we're flying down to Dubrovnik. This flight is going to take around about 1 hour and 23 minutes according to PFPX, so hopefully that's right. It's been correct for most of the current flights I've been doing lately. So currently got the catering just about to load on. We need to open up the doors for the catering. Jetway's connected up with that door open. So let's go inside the cockpit and open up the doors. You might be able to hear some ATC in the background. I'll turn that off in a minute. Yeah, it's quite annoying. Right, power's on. And batteries are now on. We can now get off of that. Right, MCD2. That's turned on. We're going to use this MCDU for doors. And all of these other ones. There we go. So, let's go to the init page and that's going to get the IRSs started to align up. There we go. Right, let's go and get the nav light on. And let's go and just get the fuel set up. So, total fuel on board today will be 5 tons of fuel with an extra 216 kilos, like so. And the payload is 61.4, like so. Right. Let's go and put in our flight plan, and we'll do the perf as well. We need to wait for the IRSs to align. Hopefully it doesn't take too long for that to happen. So like I said, we're off at LSZH, like so, and we're off to Dubrovnik, which is LDDU. Flight number today is EDW 430, or 430, sorry. Standard cost index of 15 and 370 is our cruise altitude, like so. We can put that in there, and like we said, our block is meant to be 5.2. Right, technically we've got the fuel on board, so we can go and actually whack on the seatbelt signs. Cruise supply on, ground control to on, which is auto. And that's it for now. The exit lights are already armed as well, which is fine. That's not on. Let's go and turn the no smoking to on. QNH is 1001, and that's all synced throughout all of the displays there. Let's set this up to 370. So, in its setup, let's go to the flight plan, do the departure, and 28 is our departure runway today, which is it's the same runway as we normally used coming out of Zurich. Right, all the doors are closing, well, just the catering doors are closing. So coming out of 28 on a Digas 2 Whiskey, which is this one here, right at the top. I'm going to insert that. It's quite a long departure, SID, sorry, but that's fine. Right, Airways, I was going to enter this in, maybe on screen, because, well, I can do this quite quickly actually. So it's only this airway which goes up to Beg, like so. And there are some directs after this. So from this we're going direct to Vekin. And then Buset. And that's it. No, one more. N-E-R-R. There we go. Nearer. Sorry. There we go. Insert that in. For now. Estimated fuel on board would be 1.3 tons at Dubrovnik, which is fine. Passengers now boarding. That's just coming up now. Just waiting for the package to arrive, which I'm assuming is coming from this direction. That's where the catering vehicles are coming from. I'm not sure where the baggage is. That's that way. There's the baggage. Right, so what I'm going to do is cut the video until the baggage gets here and is boarded on. Let's go and get a good cinematic view here. There we go. Nice Emirates A380 in the background as well. Awesome. So yeah, I'm going to cut the video until the baggage is almost finished. Passengers should have been boarded. IRSs are aligned. And we can finish off setting up the aircraft. See you in a quick second. Welcome back, everybody. Getting the last parts of baggage on board. You can see this perfect cinematic view, actually taking a good shot of the baggage, which is good. Yeah, so we're getting the last bits. We've got the Swissport baggage almost finished on the loading. Let's do one more here, one more on the after, and one more on the forward now. Passengers should have been probably boarded, hopefully, and IRSs as well. Which yes, IRSs have aligned, which is good. Looks like we fly over the runway on our way out, which is kind of cool. So 370, that's all set up, and we can actually set that to the dot position, which I hope it is. Let's do the perf. So transition altitude is at 7,000 feet. We're doing actually a flaps 1 departure out of this airport. It's a standard up of 1.0. We're going to flex the temp 51 degrees Celsius. And we can put in our V speeds. So 140, 140 and 141. There we go. Let's go get the APU started up. Right, APU starting up. Let's get the fuel pumps on as well. We will be departing soon. And we will be departing with the nose coming to the left. Right, I'm going to get the PA system online so we can actually hear that. Okay. Passengers have boarded. Let's go and close up those doors and go over to the jetway. Boarding itself is completed. Yeah, it's making sure GSX isn't doing something stupid. Right, so that's all set up.
Boarding is complete.
No, not. Oh, GSX is still doing its weird thing. Sorry, I need to reset GSX. Prepare for pushback. So support. That is right. Right, okay. Just waiting for GSX to push us back then. Well, get yourself ready. Right, APU is literally pretty much started up now. Just in time. There we go. Right, APU bleed on. External power off. Need to go quickly disconnect all of these external controls. Just going to set the parking brake first. There we go. And external controls are disconnected. Now it's just a waiting game for GSX. But as we wait, we're just going to set up the NDs here. So VORs, CSTR. This one can come to terrain. That zoomed out to 20 nautical miles, and we're good. Just now waiting. Should be ready soon, actually. Parking brakes are released. Right. Let's go start the engines, shall we? So ignition start. We're also going to set the TCAS to TA and turn it on.
Your doors for departure, thank you.
Also, one with weather and turbulence. It's going to start number 2. Oh, hello. That's just spawned in, maybe? Yeah. Aeroflot just came from Russia.
Boys and girls, a very warm welcome to your flight today. My name is Norman. It's my pleasure to be the cabin manager on board.
Right, beacon light we should turn on.
At the front, Tim. Very shortly in the centre, Carl. And
Right.
at the rear,
Engine
is
number
John.
2 is starting
We are
up.
here for your comfort, but primarily for your safety. With that in mind, we need the 2 minutes of your time, but most importantly, your attention, whilst we take you through the safety procedures.
Gonna wait for the N2 to be ungrade, if that makes sense, and then we're gonna start number 1. We should start at time when engine start, to be honest. Right, starting number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is
Take a
in
good
your
view of the
seat
engine.
pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit.
So listening to the
Please be aware that your
announcement
nearest
right now.
exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened,
Right, let's go back inside the
adjusted,
cockpit.
and released as shown. It must be fastened when the
Parking
seatbelt
brakes are
signs
set.
are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen.
Just
Put the
waiting
mask
for
over your nose and
GSX to
mouth.
disconnect the nose wheel steering, but
Hold in
in
place
the
with the
meantime,
strap.
let's do the flight control check.
Pull on each side to
So,
adjust.
4 left,
Put on your own mask
4 right.
before helping others.
all the way
If
down,
we land on water,
and all the
take
way
the
up.
life jacket
Right to the
from
right.
under your seat.
right to the
Put
left,
it over your head.
chin
Pass the
to
tapes
1
around
up,
your waist. Click together
which
and
is
pull the
there.
strap to
Okay.
adjust. Do not inflate it
Now just waiting
inside
for
the
GSX
aircraft.
to disconnect.
When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or
Let's
needs
go to
topping
the
up,
nose steering.
blow into the
Not
tube.
nose steering.
There is
Runway
a light
turn-offs.
and whistle for attracting attention.
Don't know why I said nose
We
steering.
also carry
But hey.
flotation aids
Right, let's
for
go
children.
and pedal disconnect.
Your tray table must now be stowed,
So now we can
armrests
steer
down,
the aircraft.
window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Take a look at this view here. Better zoom in a bit. You can see it better. Right, GSX is now out of the way. Left is clear, right is clear. Let's go and turn on the taxi light, like so. So release the parking brake as soon as it says have a good trip. Which I think is already said, I'm not sure. No, it hasn't given us the wave goodbye, so it's gonna wait. There we go. Have a good trip. So release the parking brake. Set flaps 1. Get the engines powered up just a tad quickly. Just get the aircraft moving. And then bring the engine powers down. So on our taxi today, we are just going via pretty short taxi actually. Just down here. And we should reach the runway. I can't see what taxiway that is. Yeah, it's going to be taxiing down Bravo, it looks like. Yes, Bravo. Just making sure on the Navigraph. So, it's going to taxi down Bravo on the left here and make our way all the way down to the end of runway 28, and we'll hold short on Bravo 1, make sure there's no aircraft taking off or landing, and we'll be cleared to take off. That's been an oversteer there. Sorry. Transition altitude is 7,000 feet. We do need to remember that. Don't taxi too fast, that's fine. So, let's do the takeoff checklist. So, ground spoilers are armed, flaps are 1 with the slats out as well. Max auto brake, takeoff config test. Normal, good. Oh. I thought I heard something. What aircraft is that? Is that 717? Ooh, nice. So here is J or Juliet. Was it Juliet, I think? Maybe? I don't know. So this runway was right. Calm down. This runway is 2,500 meters long. We should be able to take off in time. That's his hope. Our flex is suitable. We don't have too much fuel on board. We've only got a quarter of our maximum fuel, which is alright. So here's Kilo. and then we'll be going on to Bravo 1. Normally we were at the other terminals, so we've been taxiing down Alpha to Alpha 1, but now we were at this terminal on this flight down here, which meant we were taxiing down Bravo. Just gotta keep it eye the throttle for now. This is the de-icing centre over here, just past the end of the runway. Right, let's just brake now. That's like 10 knots, so there we go. Right, there's no aircraft landing, so go straight onto the runway. And landing lights on. AP actually should have came off. And strobes on. Ooh, a bit of an oversteer. Just the lag of the sim right now. It's making me oversteer quite a bit. So let's just try and stop the aircraft here so we can take control of it very well. This aircraft ahead of us is just crossing the runway, so I'll just wait for that to go. And it just takes its time. There we go, there we go. And once it's crossed, we can get going. So let's go and release the parking brakes. Let's go and set straight to flex. Thrust levers are not set. It wants to get to toga for some reason. Right, is this aircraft going to cross the runway? I might have to turn off it. Yeah, it is. Right, let's disconnect the pedal so we can actually steer the rudder. So yeah, I just turned off ultimate traffic live for now. Airspeed's live, 100 knots. It's going to bring up ultimate traffic live again. So like I said, a very short runway. V1, rotate. Positive rate to climb, gear up. Very nice rotation that was. Okay, stop looking at the aircraft, and that should set to TARA. The chrono should have started. It's going to try and fly manually for now. Right, set to climb thrust, like so. Bring the nose down because we do have less power in the engines, so let's bring up the autopilot. That'll do it automatically. Once we pass the slat speed, we can go and bring the flaps up. We can disarm the ground spoilers now. We can bring up the view to 20. That will come to 80 or so for our flight today. So we're off to Dubrovnik, just left Zurich. This shouldn't be too long on a flight. About an hour and a half, let's say. Just waiting till the aircraft passes 190 knots. Then we can bring up flaps, like so. Flaps coming up. Take a look at no screenshot here. There we go. So waiting up to 7,000 feet. And that's when it's changed to standard pressure at 7,000 feet. Shouldn't take too long to get there. Let's hope. So it looks like we're meant to be above 8,000 feet at Momul. Don't have a Momul. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're going to be very high there. That's good. That's good. Right, just about to pass 7,000 feet. There we go. Standard pressure. Standard pressure's all set and cross-checked. and we'll swing our left turn, and we'll be flying over the airport. I don't think we'll be able to see the airport on the other hand. Well, yeah, just look at the scenery. The clouds, sorry. So we'll wait until we get to 10,000 feet, and we'll cut into cinematics. Actually, it's the day. Let's turn off the lights, and we'll cut into cinematics now. So I hope you enjoy the takeoff out of Zurich, and see you down into the descent down into Dubrovnik. Sorry, I'm having some problems with the airport. On the other hand, though, because the mesh seems to load in very late. I don't understand why, but you'll see on the approach. It might just be because I just loaded the sim into that airport. We'll see on the approach. Don't worry. You'll see if it's there. I'll tell you. So I'll see you on the descent down into Dubrovnik, and enjoy the cinematics of this brand new airline to the channel, Edelweiss or whatever you say. I don't know how to pronounce this airline, but hey. See you in the descent, enjoy the cinematics, and goodbye. Hey guys, welcome back into the descent down into Dubrovnik. Flight time is about 1 hour, which is good. We are, I think, maybe early on timings, if that makes sense. I think it might be like 10 minutes early on our approach down to Dubrovnik, which is awesome. So passenger signs, are on. So all passengers are seated. And if I go down to the cockpit, you can see I've got the terrain on this MD. That's just because it is sort of mountainous near Dubrovnik, so just got the terrain on, just to make sure we're not going to crash into any mountains. But so visibility is all good, so there's no need to get the weather on. and there's no like thunderstorms, so that's good. You can see we're doing the ILS approach. On the top of the ND, you can see that, and we're coming into runway 12, doing the what's it called again? The Nera 7 Alpha approach, and down into the ILS. So we're about to approach Nera, which is the start of the approach. Star should come in soon on the ND. Not sure when it's going to come in. Should come in ever so soon. There's 20 nautical miles there. Here it is. It's coming through there. Nice. And we're expected to cross that waypoint at like 10,000 feet. So turn on the lights as soon as we pass there. And also at 10,000 feet we should slow down the aircraft down to 250 knots. There is still some more stuff we need to set up for our landing. So we need to go to the perf page, do the approach, and set everything up there. So QNH is 1017, temperature 15 degrees, and 130 at 21 is the wind, so a nice headwind there. The decision height on the landing, we are a Charlie aircraft, I believe, so it's 726, doing config full, and we should be having a landing speed of 136. Which is not entered yet, but it'll be automatic once we get down there. We're about to enter a cloud. We are receiving some turbulence. That's just because of the high winds, and the winds are very variable right now. It's just because of the high winds we've got a bit of turbulence. It's not too much, it's all good. Yeah, because we're landing on runway 12, we have the option of doing the ILS. If we wanted to land on runway 30, we'd have to circle. Probably one of my first circle approaches. I don't think I've ever done a circle approach before. Currently got 1.7 tons of fuel on board. Should be apparently landing at 1.8, which is just yeah. Well, that rounds up to 1.8. I don't think we're gonna land at 1.8 tons of fuel. I think we'll be landing like 1.5, 1.6. So the runway length is 3,000 meters, which is pretty good. So we're going to do low auto brake here. We could even do medium to get off at Charlie. Let's see what the real world flight did. It came off at Delta. So maybe low auto brake with full reverse might do. Yeah, we're going to do that. So low auto brake with full reverse. Right. So yeah. So as we're doing the ILS, minimum is at 726 feet, and landing altitude is 500 feet. So it's like it's this typical 200 feet difference between the landing and the minimums. And apparently the ILS has got some unusual stuff going on. Don't know what that means, but hey. And it's quite mountainous. The highest point is close to the airport is 4,000 feet. Sorry, not 4,000 meters. 4,000 feet. So we do not want to do a go around heading to the left. And make sure if we do a go around, we have to go turn to the right, out to the sea, which is the most sensible option. If we turn to the left, we'll probably crash into a mountain, which is not good. Hopefully we won't do that, but hey. Take a look on the wing there. So we should just probably just be, just crossing Nera here. So we should be crossing 10,000 feet, passing this waypoint. So at KLP, we should be at 4,000 feet, which is already set, which is nice. And we should slow down to 250 knots, which I'm just going to bring some speed brakes out. For that, let's get the lights on as we're just passing 10,000 feet. Let's just cool the forward and after cargo. See the speed brakes up there. Right, there's 250 knots more so. Let's actually arm them as well, like so. So it's quite fast descent as we're passing 10,000 feet and to 4,000 feet. Yeah, during winds above 15 knots, turbulence is expected, and I believe that's just because of passing transition altitude. I believe that's just because of the mountains. If there's high winds, we'll just get turbulence. Right, 1017. Just gonna cross to check that with Aptus Sky. Yeah, 1017. Nice. You can see the mountains on the left here. These ones aren't too big, but you can see just in the distance there's some larger mountains. I'm going to keep some speed brakes out because the aircraft can't keep up. I'm going to keep like half out. Yeah, that seems alright. You can see we can get up to 4,000 feet nice and quick, and then we start decelerating until we reach the ILS and we start descending once again, which is good. So we get nice decel time at 4,000 feet. So maybe the speed brakes out might not be a good idea, because we can decelerate at 4,000 feet. So we do a config full, like I said, and gear down, obviously. Right, don't see the airport in sight, but we should see it soon, and we might be able to see this mesh issue I was having. Sorry, we'll see once we get there. You can see that all the trees are like reloading in and everything because the mesh is just changing. It's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but hey. The airport itself doesn't change, it's just the mesh of the terrain. Yeah, the transition altitude was 9,500 feet, by the way. I'm going to go down to 10 nautical miles, that's on 20, that's good. Right. Bit bumpy, but hey, not too bad. Got some stuff going on down there. Maybe the city of Dubrovnik down there, I don't know, there's just some sort of bridge. I believe the airport's just there, or past that mountain, I'm not quite sure. There it is, I think it's just there, the airport. I can see some sort of runway going on. It obviously hasn't loaded in yet, so it's not at high res. Right, it's going to hold here at 4,000 feet until we reach the ILS. So we might as well go and get the approach set up once we get down to suitable speed. I'm going to override, so I'm going to manually bring the aircraft speed down to 220. And hopefully holding at 4,000 feet, the aircraft should slow down automatically. Idle throttle. You got the land, and then you just got sea. Well, some sort of island down there, but hey. Right, first set of flaps, 200. And I'm going to wait down to 200, and then we can set the next set of flaps. Well, actually, we should set that to 190, because that's when we can set flaps to. Oh, we've got a bit of wing condensation. Nice, nice. Could be lining up the ILS now. And flaps 2, speed can come right down to 160. Maybe let's keep it a bit faster for now. We'll see on our descent. Gonna get the approach armed up. It's got the ILS turned on, so let's turn on the landing system. Get the LS turned on there. Line up the localizer, got no lag spike, got the airport loading in, that's fine. Flaps 3. Right, got the airport in sight, and the runway in sight, sorry. And you can just see it just there. Just there. Right, we're on the localizer and we're on the glide slope. Very nice. And our approach speed is 140, so let's bring that down to 155 for now. Once I get full config and gear down, I'll bring the speed down to 140. Or even automatic probably. So now on the ILS, which is good. I've captured the localizer. We're on the final approach down to Dubrovnik, and hopefully there's no AI on the runway. The terminal is just on the right. I don't know if you guys can work that out yet. The terminal's just on the right there. Got a couple aircraft down there already. We've got Austrian and some other. Looks like a jet for some reason, but I don't think it's a jet, obviously. As the airport is 500 feet above, and there's a set gear down at 2,500 feet, so that's 2,000 feet above land. So yeah, lots of time for the gear to come down. So the aircraft's slowly making its way down to 155. Nice slow landing speed as we're quite light on approach. Might be a bit of a slow approach, but hey. At least we can be on the ILS very well, very nicely. The OM, I saw that before. Just past the OM, I don't know what the OM stands for, but I think it means we should be at a certain altitude at that part. The ILS does it already. If any of you guys know what the OM stands for, and there's also one that's going to come up called MM, which probably is the minimums. But if anyone knows what the OM means, please let me know. Right, that's 2,500 feet, went quite a while ago, so let's go gear down, flaps down to full. Right. Flaps are full. Pump. Okay, let's not do the crossfeed just yet.
2,000.
It's fine. So, flaps is full, gear is down. Get rid of the master caution light. There we go. We'll figure that out after the landing. Right, let's set the speed to auto. Turn off the autopilot. Gear is down, flaps is full. Landing brake, auto brake is normal to low. Sorry, and ground spoilers are armed. Let's land this A320. I was about to say A380 then. Yeah, we're not flying an A380. Right, let's try and keep in the glide slope here. And the localizer as well. We are getting pushed a tad to the left. I don't know why, but we've got pretty much dead headwind. But hey. So we're on our approach speed of 140. You can see the mesh changing there. It's very unusual on the approach to this airport. No idea why. Maybe it just need a reinstall. Take a quick look outside. It's very sneaky.
Hundred above.
Wow, getting just a tad below
Minimum.
the light slope there. Try and bring the aircraft up a bit. We're still getting the 2 reds, 2 whites and
500.
pappies, but let's try and stay on the glide slope. The lag's not helping at all. Minimum
400. 300. 200.
got a bit of
100.
turbulence coming down.
50. 40. 30.
Out of throttle.
20. Retard.
Oh, done a bit of a floater.
5.
Right, nice touchdown. Like I said, full reverse. Trying to get that pedal disconnect on. Right, manual braking. 60 knots, reverse is in. And here's Delta, which the real world flight exited on, so just made it. Right, welcome to Dubrovnik, ladies and gentlemen. Try not to oversteer this. Right, taxi light, landing lights off, runner turn us off, strobes can come off, EPU can go and start up. And let's go and get ourselves a little parking stand. Apparently they don't park at the gates. So I'm going to go to gate 14. Bring out some more options here. And let's clear up after I selected the gate. Right, flaps up. Let's bring in the speed brakes. Very nice. Let's bring in some engine power for our taxi.
The cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform
right, let's stop the timer.
Duties. However,
1 hour and 22 minutes flight time, which is actually quite the same as what GS6 said. Oh, maybe you are getting a jetway. I thought you weren't.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath
right,
the seat,
tax light
and
off.
in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area.
I'm not sure why there's no marshal. I might come out of nowhere, by the way.
Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
Right, let's turn off the flight directors. And I can come to standby, where the system can come offline. Make sure we know where we're taxiing. Or parking, I should say, probably. Right, let's park on that lovely yellow dot. Set the parking brake, make sure it's set nice, and make sure AP is running, which it is. Let's go shut down the engines. Like so. That's now shutting down. AP is running, and we'll request deboarding. And the jetway as well. Can I not request the jetway? No. Okay, that's annoying. Let's go and open up some doors. So, I hope you enjoyed our flight today from... Oh, there's a terrible view. From Zurich to Dubrovnik. We need to turn off the beacon light now. And let's just actually finish off closing down the aircraft, shall we? There we go. Right. Now, I hope you enjoyed our flight from Zurich to Dubrovnik. Nice 1 hour and 22 minute flight. And a very nice landing, actually. Hope you guys understood what I meant by the mesh changing on approach. Very unusual. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.